Hey, buddies, Potato Bukowski here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Minecraft Steve. Where we left off, we were in the process of cracking out a whole bunch of settlers, and I think our main goal is to start planning the little empire that we want to build here. Now, we know there's coal here, and there's definitely a very, very nice floodplain along here, so we got a couple of nice industrial zones. We could get a little bit of stone. Now, here's the thing about the industrial zone, right? I'm pretty sure, you can see here, it gets +1 production for each adjacent quarry, +1 production for every 2 adjacent districts. It gets canals, baths, dams, the whole 9 yards. So let's plan out, shall we? A couple of here's a really nice industrial zone right here, right? It's going to get +1 from a quarry. Sorry, that is the quarry right there. +1 for the quarry, right? So that's a +2 right there. There's a strategic resource. Now I think those give how much? +1 as well. We would like to have an aqueduct adjacent to this. So I'm thinking of settling right here. Then I'd put an aqueduct on the maze. Then I would put a dam here. I could put another industrial zone right there. I could put another aqueduct right here, and then I could put a city on this maze, or I could move it 1 tile to the right. It depends on if I think there's enough land here to the right to do things. I could probably kill the city of Akkad. It's a great city. It has a harbor, so I think we're definitely going to kill Akkad here to take it over as part of my empire. It's got quite a bit of potential. I wonder, is this a single floodplain? Can you only put 1 dam on it? Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if we can put a dam here, we'll definitely go for another aqueduct and another industrial zone, like this kind of a configuration. I think there's some merit to this. This is the kind of direction that we're looking at. Now, we could also look into doing a couple of coastal cities here. We don't have the greatest coastal cities, but there is at least like an okay harbor right there. So what if I were to settle right here, drop a fat harbor, boosh, 1, 2, 3. I could drop a similar city up here to the north, mostly just to capture these unused tiles. There's no point having unused tiles in your empire. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cities. Where's my nearest scout? I'm going to send my scout over here to explore this land. And in terms of governor titles, I could go down here to like the Magnus stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and take the researcher promotion in Pingala and go for that so we can push down towards this. So when we put him back in the capital, we'll get a lot of benefits from it. This scout could probably use the hill promotion to move through hills. And then in terms of promotions, I think we'll sit here. Let's sell off the citrus for 11 gold per turn. Do I want to buy settlers now? I think the time to buy settlers is now. I might even buy the watermill. I might even build the watermill and just look to buy my first couple of settlers. Yeah, I'm going to build the watermill because that will boost construction. There is Roberto De Bruso. Nice to meet you, bud. I'm going to go ahead and send him a delegation if I can. Roberto, he won't take a delegation or something. I don't know why. Let's keep on exploring. He won't take a delegation either. Fantastic. We researched our first technology from the classical era called currency, which is a great find. We're working on settlers. Let's chop. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy another settler and then I'll chop out this settler. So this is 2 settlers coming out in a single turn, and we'll keep them moving to the south. And now I need 2 more for over here. So I'm building at least 2 more settlers, which is great. And this city is losing no population right now, which is making me really happy. It's still growing, which is fantastic, thanks to Magnus. I would like to get the mathematics. I'll start building it because there is a Petra city here. If I could make that work, it would be really cool. Now, what if I settled a city right here? Hear me out, okay? If I settle a city right here, it's on the edge of the desert. It has 1, 2, let's see, where's the city overlap tile? There's a way to do this. Yeah, if I hold down control, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Petra hills potentially here with 2 chops, 2 potential Magnus chops to get the Petra faster. That is something I'm willing to try. Let's step here and settle a bad boy down in Redstonia. We will go ahead and improve a plantation. We can immediately sell off that citrus for 12 gold per turn because we keep that gold flow coming. We'll be able to make use of that to improve our empire. I think there is a fun little chop in here, but I'm going to prioritize working the growth because growing a city early is nice. I may harvest this for gold, 170 thing gold. I think I might wait. I might wait until I decide to move Magnus over here because this is a lot of resource potential. There's like food chopping, there's, chop chopping. There's a rice tile here. We could chop that too. I mean, there's a decent enough campus on that rice tile. It's a +3, you don't find a +3 every day of the week. And there's potentially a city here on the edge of the desert that would make use of really kind of marginal land and turn it into something quite usable. There's furs nearby, there's copper nearby, there's some good stone nearby. It's right on the edge of the desert, so it has some good tiles and then places where you can viably place districts. So I'm kind of liking the empire that we're building right now. I wish I had a little bit more scouting info. I'm going to send my snow golem to the southeast to find a little bit more intel. Let's go ahead and check the city-state mission. So build an encampment, celestial navigation, and defensive tactics. Celestial navigation is 2 sea resources, so that's not completely off the cards for this era. It's definitely possible. And I think the first thing you want to build in these newly built cities, I guess I could, in theory, place this. The rice shop would be food. I think the first thing we should do is go for the beacon to get that culture. The great scientist points per turn is fantastic as well. It really helps out. Machu Picchu and the Hanging Gardens have been built by the other AIs. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Nothing we can do about that. The AIs have huge empires and amazing yields right now. This is a very bad and slow build that I'm doing, but I thought it would be fun to just go for the settler build because I felt like I was relatively isolated. I didn't have to go for a fast build. I can get away with a slow build. Oh my god, look at the fish. It's an axolotl, dude. Oh my god, it's so adorable. Dude, I need like a total conversion mod for Civ 6 Minecraft. I need it. Do I want to harvest here or do I want to wait for Magnus? I think we just take the harvest so that we can put a mine on that coal. And then if we go for primary power haste, that would give me +1 production on all plots adjacent to my city here, which would be fantastic. I've played so much Age of Wonders 4 that I keep thinking that buildings can be boosted. I keep looking at them like, how do I boost the production of this building? That is definitely something that could have been implemented into Civ 6. And it would have actually made the game really interesting. Like, what if you build monuments faster if the city has a source of stone, right? Because the stone is nearby. I don't know. It's definitely a mechanic that warrants sort of copying, if that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3. So this will claim all of the no man's land here between these 2 cities. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlers, and I've got 1, 2, 3 out, so I need 2 more at least. Now the question is, do I want to keep settling? Do I want to try to steal, for example, this iron and this copper over here? This is decent land, and now is the time. Like, if I'm going to expand, now is the time to do it. And then I should never again look to expand. Let's go ahead and improve that coal. Oh man, apprenticeship boosted. Look at that coal. 2 food, 7 production, 1 science, and a faith. That's what we're talking about. I'm going to go ahead and place the campus in Redstonia just to get it locked in at a cheap price. It's not necessarily what we're going to build immediately, but I think it would be good to get that going. Let's go ahead and settle the settler right here in place. We're immediately going to go ahead and tech sailing because we do need to build these things. I'll get that citrus online. That'll be another sellable resource for 12 gold per turn. That's perfect. That's beautiful. Go ahead and get to work on the beacon. Although this is a coastal city, so I do think Granary first is probably better, especially because actually a really nice hasted city. That's something to consider. Dude, it's been so long since I played Civ 6 that it feels really comfy to come back to it. It's like, it's a joy, man, to be back playing Civ, especially with such a cool mod that like completely changes. Well, it's not that it completely changes how the game plays, it's that it kind of like, it changes how it feels and looks in a very interesting way. Now, I think for Minecraft Steve, while a pasture would be cool, I think mines are just strictly better for him. Let's always go for the beacon. We want that +1 culture per turn. I should have totally already assigned Pingala to my second city of Redstonia. Let's go ahead and settle this coastal city. We are in range of that fish, which is good. Boosh. We'll go for the beacon in here. Do we want to build the cattle? Let me have a little bit of a think about how I want to build this city. I think it would be something like harbor here. Maybe I could go for the mausoleum up here. There's, you know, if I hold down that tile, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles that would benefit from that. Yeah. I think it's a reasonable mausoleum game, especially good for a science game. So I think that's going to formulate part of our plan, which is why we need to go sailing, astrology, celestial navigation, and be ready to improve these two. So if we're going to go for that in here, well, I guess there's something to be said for like a mine on this tile, and then we'll put a theater square here for a little bit of culture. Skidididoosh, doo-doo. I think the pasture here is fine. It'll be a nice boost to food, a nice boost to production. It's a reasonably good tile. So here comes the Petra city. And then the final settler is all that we will need. If I got war declared on me right now, I'd be pretty sad. Let's go ahead and chop this tile. That'll get us the feature haste in here, giving us +1 production on all adjacent tiles. I'm going to overflow that into a watermill and then a granary, because I want my cities to grow. I want to be tall. I'm going to harvest this pasture. That'll force pop growth in here. It'll force the city to 2 pop, and then the city will have enough in the overflow to go to 3 pop next turn. I could continue to trade with a CAD. Trading with Bandar Brunei wouldn't be bad either. Trading with would be nice. Internal trade routes also have some appeal here. I think I will trade with to start to build up my trade network with other players. I regret my choice. I wish I could cancel trade routes. I should have sent that to like Redstonia. Let's chop this hill tile. That'll immediately finish the beacon. We'll go for primary power haste, but not until we finish the granary. And the reason we're going for primary power haste is because it just adds +1 production to all adjacent tiles. There's sailing research, so we'll get the fishing tile online. Now he's going to be unhappy that we just improved that amber, but if we can get 2 of those amber tiles improved, that will boost celestial navigation, getting us +1 envoy with candy, which would be quite nice. Now defensive tactics, I have to get war declared on me. There's a few of these I probably won't achieve. I'm going to put my scouts back on auto explore. I don't think I need to manage them myself. Let's pop a mine right there. There's a 2/2 tile. Excellent. I'll pop a mine right there for another 2/2 tile. That'll eventually be a 2/3 tile. It'll eventually be like a 2/6 tile or 2/4 tile or something like that anyway. Okay, there's astrology boosted. Let's get our second sea resource as we had planned. Boosh, which will bring us to harbors. Now we need to get to apprenticeship as well, which is going to require campuses, but all in good time. Now, Antananarivo would be an amazing city-state to get control of. I am going to put an envoy into Vilnius just to keep that going. I still do have Diplomatic League plugged in, just in case I do some of these missions, because I did get double with Candy, and building up your relationships with these city-states can give you really good scaling in the late game. So I think that is a worthwhile thing to do. Spain wants to buy my amber. He's not paying enough, though. That's the problem. 3 gold per turn does not feel like enough for amber. Amber feels like a much rarer resource. Yeah, like 9 gold per turn from Montezuma is way better. I am expecting to go into a dark age here. However, I should be far enough away from anyone that that's not a big deal. Petra City about to go down, and the final settler has approached, and we will send it down here to capture this city. Excellent. I have to say, we are in what I would consider to be great shape. Oh my god, there's a cobblestone generator right there in this city. That's amazing. Imagine that with a Petra. Speaking of Petra, we got to unlock the Petra, but we can make our way to getting stuff like granary, because working tiles is going to be important. So I'm going to purchase the granary and the watermill in here to get the city like going, if that makes sense, while we build this. It's time to move Magnus out of the city. I'm going to reassign Magnus to Champion City, and then I'm going to reassign Pengala to the capital of Beacon Town so that we can get that 7 culture and 7 science from being in here. Okay, I guess I'll just take any trade deal as long as it's like, if it's a resource I just don't care too much about, I don't mind. Knowledge of engineering is advanced. That's from finishing ancient walls. Engineering is what's needed to make aqueducts. Aqueducts are what's needed to make military engineering. Aqueducts are also what's needed to make these be boosted. I definitely want to build the campus, so let's get that finished. I would like a commercial hub this game. So do I do that? If I go for the commercial hub, I would need to find a source of extra food in here, I think. I mean, the food's not bad, but I would just need an extra one. Let's get that campus up. Or do I want to start building builders? I don't think I'm ready to start building builders until feudalism is done, honestly. All right, we got the beacon here in Competitor's Village. Let's go for the primary power haste. We need to start thinking about how we're going to kill Akkad. Let's get that cobblestone generator. Oh, it's a unique. Oh, no, it was because we finished... oh, no, it is a unique. And we also improved a tile that had been damaged by a natural disaster. That's a 1/5 tile. That's amazing. That's going to be great for the Petra. We need to be ready to get these 3 tiles as well, so we will need another builder. Let's go ahead and gold purchase a builder in here. Where else could I use a builder? I think I'll gold purchase a builder over here, and then I'm feeling pretty good. We're making 72 gold per turn, mostly off the back of trading with the AI. There's our harbors, so we will immediately be plonking those down in the cities where it makes sense. Let's go ahead and get that online right there. Excellent. It's a ton of food, a ton of gold, and you move up north where you belong. We'll buy this tile. This is going to be a fantastic growth tile for the Champion City. Make sure to lock that in, and then we'll move over to get chopping. So we've managed to fill in the terrain pretty effectively here. You know, like this is the empire that we built. Let me see if I stop hiding city banners. Like this is what I would consider to be. Can I get the play nice? Yeah, look at this. Like this is a nice empire that we've built. We've kind of cornered the corner of the continent. We finished defensive tactics, which means the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus is almost ready to be built. I'm going to pop in here, and I'm going to pop the harbour down on that tile and then cancel it because I don't want to finish it. Pengala is established. I do think that it might be good to go for fisheries with Liang, in particular in the Boomtown city. So I think we're going to appoint Liang, pop her into Boomtown, and start working on a bunch of fisheries in here to grow the hell out of this city. I think that's definitely worth our while. I think we will chop here to finish the haste, the primary power haste thing in here, and then we'll go for the harbour. And that'll take 15 turns. We can start working towards the mausoleum. Okay, Beacon Town has been finished. Let's go for the enchanting table. That's +3 science right there. A very tasty amount of science. Haven't found any scientific city-states yet, so I haven't been able to develop those relationships, but that's okay. It's not necessary for our game plan. Let's go ahead and pop down this city as well. If I'm thinking about what we want to do here, I think it's obviously, something went wrong with the symbols. So I'll just call this Desert Temple. Do I have the cash to buy another builder? Where would I buy a builder if I was going to buy a builder? Gotta be, let's have a look. Where am I working? Unimproved tiles. Well, I'm definitely getting those foxes online. I think Competitor's Village could be a good one. I've got 6 turns to make that decision, so I don't need to do it right now. We'll go for the beacon, the monument replacement, +1 science, +1 culture, +1 scientist point per turn. Champion city, boom, boom. Let's chop to finish that monument. We'll go for the primary power haste. It's another +1 production, as well as plots near the industrial zone, and beacon get +1 production. Really, really good. Let's see, Gilgamesh wants to be friends. Let's make sure we renew that friendship. I think Scotland would like to be friends too, so it'll be good to renew that friendship. My cobblestone generator just got obliterated, so once you pop back over there to repair it. Robert the Bruce, let's have a nice little friendship with you, my good sir. Try to keep the AI on my good side. We have managed to avoid a dark age. Not necessarily the best thing in the world, nor is it the worst thing in the world. It just is a thing in the world. We'll immediately get our way towards apprenticeships, although it might be good for us to start picking up engineering to get those aqueducts going. But I'll finish mathematics, go to engineering. And the reason I want to go for engineering is to start placing down those aqueducts so they're nice and cheap, so they don't cost too much money. And then I would potentially like to look to move towards apprenticeships. So we're on a really, really, really nice curve. If we check in with our science compared to the AI, we've significantly closed the gap. We're not where we need to be, but considering where we are, it's in a good place. Oh, we just finished the enchanting table. Very cool. Mathematics has just been finished, so now we can go ahead and get started on the Petra, as we had planned. Pop the Petra down in there, repair that cobblestone generator, buy that tile, come in here, unlock this, take this out, 15% production boost towards Ancient and Classical Wonders, confirm that, boosh. Now it's a 39 turn build. We chop this tile, skadoosh, 25 turn build. We buy this tile and chop it next turn, and it'll be even faster. We finished the campus in Redstonia. Let's get the enchanting table. We got the enchanting table in the capital. Do I want to go immediately for a commercial hub, or do I want to wait? I could also get the diplomatic quarter, and the diplo quarter isn't a bad building. I could put it right adjacent to the capital, and then there's a potentially decent spaceport here later. So I think the diplo quarter is the move to go, especially if I decide to do a little bit of internal trade routing. I'm going to hold on to my envoy for now, unless I can get a suzerainty. I don't think I'll be able to get a golden age, but I may as well take a suzerainty. Ooh, that's actually a lot of era score. I just need 5 more era score. Do I have anything unique I could build? If I built like a primary power haste and a horseman, it would do it, I think. I mean, I can give up the production in this city. It's not the end of the world if I do. A golden age isn't that important to me, honestly. So I'll just let sleeping dogs lie. Let's chop this tile. 11 turns on that Petra. Unfortunately, we have no more chops in the area, but that's okay. That's totally fine. And Tananarivo is flipping independent. That could be an opportunity for it to be released. We did finish the diplo quarter in the capital. I'm going to go ahead and grab the consulate because I want that +2 influence points per turn. Influence points are the resources that you use to recruit envoys. Envoys are used to get control of city-states, and controlling city-states is a really good way to get powerful bonuses and benefits in the game. Like, for example, we get a free relic whenever we find a natural wonder now, and get a 50% boost to faith from all relics, which is kind of cool. We might not get the advantage of that ability, but at least it's there, right? So if I build a consulate, that's a pretty nice thing. And plus, the really cool thing about the consulate is that all of these level 2 abilities from these city-states that we are now having more control over, the consulate scales off them. So it's a building that scales itself, which is really quite powerful. So I'm going to put a 3rd envoy into Vilnius to be able to get another +2 culture on this consulate. It probably won't update until the turn rolls over, but that's the plan. All right, 8-turn Petra. Now that is a very, very nice Petra timing. That's going to be a sub 100 turn Petra. So it's like a sub 100 turn 7-city empire with a Petra. I think it would be reasonable to go for free inquiry here. +1 era score every time you trigger a Eureka, and +1 era score for each constructing a building that has science as a base yield. This is just a very good general purpose age ability that you could take. I didn't care too much to optimize for a golden age. Let's go ahead now, head for apprenticeship. We got engineering. After apprenticeship, we'll head for buttresses so we can build our dams and start building up our industrial zones. I need to get my capital city up to 10 population, so there's going to be a little bit of waiting around for that. I might have to get that maze back online, but you'll have to do a little bit of stuff, right? It's all part of the plan. I don't even know. Yeah, I guess 100% production towards city centers would be nice, because a lot of my cities are only fresh, and then an extra 5 combat strength to range units would be pretty nice. That's kind of the way the AI usually votes this early into the game. Looks like they voted for melee instead of range. That can happen too. We did finish archery, which is cool, so we can go for archers. We've also finished primary power haste. We can get the watermill and the granary to keep the city growing. We would like to build a campus. We do have a good campus location. We do have the money to do it too. I'm going to buy it and lock it in early. So we've locked that price in with that campus. And basically what I'm saying when I lock the price in, essentially every time you research a technology or a civic, depending on which one you've researched more of, the greater the percentage of the tech tree that you have completed, the more expensive your districts get. But the price of a district does not increase if you've already placed the template of the district down. So that's why I say I'm locking in the price, because now I can have this sit here for the rest of the game and it'll still only ever cost 146 production, whereas all of these other districts that I have not placed will get more expensive. So that's what I mean when I say I'm locking in the production. Alrighty, we've just researched feudalism, getting us to the next era in terms of civics, which means we can probably come in here and not change a thing, actually, because we want to wait until we finish the Petra before we start going whole hog on builders. We got the enchanting table in here. Let's go ahead and get that aqueduct going. A little bit of work to do there. We could go for a commercial hub if we so wished, but I think I would rather get the aqueduct to start building up these industrial zones. In terms of civics, I think the next thing to go for could potentially be Merchant Republic. It feels like a very good switch. It goes straight for the 15% production towards districts and an extra 10% gold in all cities with an established governor. It's a very nice thing. Okay, the City of Desert Temple would like to buy its campus location, so I'll buy 2 tiles. I'll slap the campus down there again to lock in the price, but I'm going to go for the watermill and the granary because growth is king. I need as much food as possible, and both the granary and the watermill both provide +1 food per turn, which will help the city grow, particularly because the city's in the desert, so it'll grow a little bit slower than average in any way. Okay, first technology from the era. There's apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a really significant moment for us to pick up because it unlocks the +1 production to mine improvements, which is very, very nice. All of those mines that we've been building throughout the game now they're up to even higher production. You've got 8 production on this one, 6 production on this one. Really fantastic stuff. We've just finished the consulate in the capital, and we can probably decide now to get started at least pre-building a couple of things. I will go ahead and pre-build that aqueduct. We don't need it yet, but I'll get it placed. We finished the watermill in competitor's village. Let's go ahead and get the granary to allow the city to continue to grow. +1 food, +2 housing. It's all very nice. It's limited by housing right now. It's got 4 out of 5, which means it's half of its food is getting wasted. So the granary will help out quite a bit. You would like to buy some horses? I will happily sell you some horses. I should probably go and actually do some trade renewing right now. So we just unlocked theaters. Let's go ahead and sell you, sell you, sell you. Let's purchase all of the luxuries. Oh, diamonds are Steve's best friend. Let's sell off all of these resources. Well, maybe not coal, because people might not want coal yet, but we could definitely sell off horses and iron for 32 gold per Jesus. Up to 120 gold per turn right now. Man, that is sick. What if I just went straight lighthouse in Boomtown, then immediately tech switched to the mausoleum? I think it would totally make sense for me to drop colonization and plug in serfdom now, and then buy a builder in this city for 6 production, and then chop out that mausoleum a little bit sooner. Now tell me if you don't think that's slick, what I just did there. There's the beautiful Petra, +2 food, +2 gold, and +1 production on all desert tiles for the city that are non-floodplains, must be built on a desert, floodplain, or desert hill. This is a glorious moment. My favorite wonder in the entire game, completed, ready to go. This is stage 1 of Champion City. And let me tell you, this city is a champion. Yeah, I think primary power haste is the right meme. I'll come back into the city and do some more planning later. Competitors village is quite good. I don't think we need walls in here. I think it would be good to get the campus. I think it would also be good to get the aqueduct. I'm going to prioritize the campus to get that science up. Actually, do you know what I need right now? I really need my industrial zones to start going down. So wherever I can, I'm going to start building them. The reason being is I need to start earning great general points, or sorry, great engineer points. So 1, 2, 3, won't be able to reach anywhere good. 1, 2, 3. You can reach actually a very interesting location. So I would like to buy that with you. So where am I going to move Magnus to next? I think Competitor's Village is a good place to move him to. So I'm going to reassign him to Competitor's Village. There's at least 2 shops in here, potentially 3, potentially 4, potentially 5 if we want to take the stone too. Knowledge of military engineering is advanced because we finished an aqueduct. We also finished recorded history, giving us an extra envoy. I'm going to go ahead and pop aquaculture into Liang, and then I'll get myself another builder in this city. We'll pop up here. I will purchase, well, actually, I don't think I will. Instead, what I'll do is I'll buy this tile right there, and then swap this tile right there. Grab a industrial zone and pop it right there. It's a decent industrial zone, but let's make sure we finish the mausoleum, because I'm hoping to get a good Leonardo da Vinci this game, and that will require just a little bit of stuff. Could have built this Petra somewhere else. Aqueduct, industrial zone, doom. What if we did a campus there, a mine here? This should be a +4. That's great. A +4 is totally doable. Let's make sure we lock in that aqueduct, and then we lock in that industrial zone. We'll want a couple of builders. Let's now head straight to exploration. Well, I'll go for medieval fairs first because I want that governor title. Then we'll go for exploration. We got the aqueduct in the capital. The growth is kind of the limiting factor here. So I'll go ahead and build a trader and see what we can do about that. We got the granary in Crown Mesa. Let's go ahead and get the beacon. This city will grow fairly slowly because it's going to struggle with production until we can get these hills in its borders, but I'm fine with that. Let's chop here. That'll be quite a few turns off the mausoleum. And I tell you what, with this tasty Petra just having been finished, I'm going to go ahead and call that the end of the first episode. I love you all very much. End of the second episode, rather. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.